more important? Defeating the devil or going to heaven? Huh?
They're the same.
No, they're not.
Going to heaven. You go to heaven, you defeat him.
Well, you give yourself, you become successful. Yeah, better than success. That's the meaning of better than success. It's better to have your name in the book of life than to defeat the devil. Sounds weird, isn't it? Sounds weird. What do you mean by that? Well, love drives Christ. Remember, Jesus did his Father's will, right? Not my will, but your will, he says to the Father while in the garden. What Jesus is saying here is, fighting the devil is okay. The problem is, you cannot fight the devil. We cannot fight the devil, you know that.
Not at all.
Because the devil is so powerful compared to us. We're no match with the devil. So, what Jesus is saying in the gospel on Saturday is, let the fight be God's, not yours. You follow? Let God do the fighting, not you. What you should be concerned about is your name is in the book of life.
The book of life is going to heaven.
Yes. When your name is in the book of life, you know there's a general ledger up there. And
it's in the ballot.
and they check, what account are you? And see if your name appears there. If your name doesn't appear, well, there are many funny stories on this. And next Sunday, look at that. The kingdom of God is given to people that produce fruits. That's the continuation of yesterday's gospel. Yesterday's gospel, we're talking about, well, repenting, saying, no, I won't go, and then changes his mind, repented, and then went anyway and did the work. And here we're being, what Matthew is saying here is, well, to whom does the kingdom of heaven belong? To those that bear fruit. The gospel on Sunday, this coming Sunday, is about the landlord. Remember the landowner? What he did is he hired servants, go and get me some produce. And then when it was harvest time, he sent his servants. What did they do? They killed the servant. Then he sent another servant, and they killed him too. The third time he says, I'll send my son. They will listen to my son because he's my son. He's the son of the owner. So he sent the son. What did they do to the son? They killed him too. This is the heir. Let's kill him. So this will be ours. So what did the landowner say in the end? You will not be doing that for me again. I will instead give this to those who will produce fruit for me. So what happens if you don't produce fruit? You'll be cut down. You'll be cut down and thrown into the fire. And what is your fruit? Again, I'm throwing that question to you. Ask yourself, what is my fruit? If any. Do you have any fruit yet? Or you just keep aging and no fruit? You know what happens when you have no fruit? Remember what Jesus did to the fig tree? You're useless. You occupy soil and you have no fruit. and the fig tree was cursed, and it withered and died. So that's the gospel on Sunday. Weapons of attack. Be kind, be gentle, be loving, and be humble.
What is the fruit?
What is the fruit? Winning souls. Winning souls for heaven. If you have children and your children don't look good going to heaven, one good fruit would be to convert them and give them what it takes so they can go to heaven and get to know God. That's a big good fruit. St. Peter converted 3,000 all at once. That's his fruit. All at once, 3,000, just one morning. So ask yourself, what could be your fruit? Are your children can be your fruits? Your parents can be your fruit? Your siblings can be your fruit? And what about yourself? I call this self-gifting. I call it self-gifting. This is the ultimate Christian virtue. This is the peak of being Christian. When you're able to offer your whole self as a gift to God. And when you offer yourself to God, it means your whole self. Your whole body, your whole soul, everything, all your thoughts, all your feelings, everything. Everything is offered to God. Self-gifting. This is the ultimate Christian virtue. Any question? From Sunday to Sunday, you got them. It's like going to Mass every day. Maybe plus more because you have notes. No question? So let's go to the materials. Everybody has materials? September 28th, Bible study materials. Nehemiah. You need a little background about Nehemiah. In my other class, somebody made a comment. It went this way. One of the signs the world will end is when the temple in Jerusalem is rebuilt. That was the comment. So I said, where did you get it? Because I'm not aware of that sign. Because as far as I know, the temple in Jerusalem will never be rebuilt. Never. And what is the reason why it will never be rebuilt?
It's right here.
Because there's no need for a temple. What do we need a temple for? Offer sacrifice? What sacrifice? The ultimate sacrifice has been offered by Jesus Christ. The sacrifice that Jesus offered is final, it's complete, it's ultimate. We don't need any more sacrifice. Jesus himself said that. I don't need sacrifice, I want mercy. Right? So that's why it's wrong. It's not a sign at all. It's incorrect. The temple in Jerusalem will never be rebuilt. The reason I mention this is because of the first reading on Wednesday. Nehemiah was one minor prophet who came out during the time when the Jews were being freed from Babylonian exile. Remember, the problem was this. They were 40 years in exile in Babylon. Babylon is the present-day Iraq. And God allowed them to be freed from exile back to the Holy Land, the Promised Land. Nehemiah came out as a prophet. The problem was this: the people were so concerned about building their homes. Why would I build a temple? Let me build my home first so I can have my place to sleep, to rest, before I worry about the temple. And Nehemiah was saying, no, you have to build a temple. You have to build a temple. That's pride. That's the reason why you were allowed freedom from Babylonian exile, so you would help rebuild the temple. And they did. That's the background of Nehemiah chapter 2. Just so you know where Nehemiah was coming from. Nehemiah was sent by God to get the message to the Jews that they need to concentrate on rebuilding the temple instead of their own homes. Commentary 2, first reading. Nehemiah prayed for 4 months, from Chislev to Nisan. This is not a car, this is a month, Jewish month. And then used an opportunity to present himself and outline his plan to the king. You see, authorization to go to Judah and rebuild Jerusalem, and requisition the necessary materials. That's what I was telling you about the background, about rebuilding the temple. Imagine praying for 4 months. No? Just read that. Psalm 137. Never forget about God. Let my tongue be silenced if I ever forget you. Wow. Look at Psalm 137. The singer refuses to sing the people's sacred songs in alien land. Gospel, Luke 9:57-62. Following Jesus is very demanding. That's the bottom line message of Luke 9:57-62. If you want to follow Jesus, be prepared to meet the demands. Look at the notes on Matthew 8:18-22. The one before this. Jesus rarely stays in the same place. He's always on the move. So he has nowhere to lay his head. Anyone who desires to be with him has to follow him. Must be underlined. Following Jesus has a very precise meaning. It means being his disciple. That should be double underlined. Are you with me? Starting from the third line, following Jesus has a very precise meaning. It means being his disciple.